I don't know what I'm going to do with it if I can't get canvas ends. So today's the time to face it. Okay, so looking from the inside of the trailer, all the way around the outside edge is this aluminum frame. Yeah, I can't get it to even start. So far, so good. Welcome to Retired for Life. I'm your host, Brian. I retired a few years ago after 30 years in a factory job as a machinist in a millwright. I needed to rediscover what life could really be like. When we purchased this property, the house had stood empty for over a year, and the property had been badly ravaged by poor logging practices. Since my retirement, I've been working to renovate the home and restore the surrounding forest to its natural beauty and attract wildlife back to the property. Join me as I learn about nature and working with wood to create the backdrop for this new chapter of our lives. Well, hello YouTube, and welcome back to Retired for Life. So today, we're going to take a little bit of time away from our east wall reconstruction and repair to go and face what I talked about at the end of the last video, my nightmare. A parcel has come in that I've been waiting for about 5 weeks now. And now it's time to actually look at it and see if this is going to work. Let's go have a look. So this is the box. I've been fretting this from the time the box showed up, day before yesterday. So today's the time to face it. So when we bought this RV trailer a couple of years ago, we bought it because it was a really good price. We knew that it needed a lot of work, but I thought, I can do that. It's a good price. We could have a really nice trailer. Once I've got the inside and outside redone. One of the things we've been seeing when we started thinking about RVing was the quality of some of the trailers that are out there now. Pretty much starting from around the pandemic time, a lot of the companies went into really rushing the production because for whatever reason, all kinds of people wanted to get out on RVs. It became incredibly popular. And I admit that's the time when we started to think about it too. It would be nice to be able to do something like that, to get away, to feel safe out in the open, fresh air, that kind of thing, and enjoy the outdoors. As you guys know, I really do. So we have been avid campers for a lot of years. We've done a lot of camping. But this looked like an opportunity to make it a little easier. So we bought this trailer. And for whatever reason, which is very unusual for me, I did not do my research, or at least not as much as I should have. I assumed this type of trailer has been around for a long time. There should be no issues with getting parts for it. And for the most case, that's true. But the one thing that really surprised me was there is a really big issue getting replacement bunk ends for it. I don't know why, but it is the case. We thought we had found a company in Quebec that was going to do them for us, but at the last minute, they said, nope, don't send it. We can't get the material over the border, so we're not going to make those tent ends for you. I'm sure there are probably other companies in Canada that do it, but I was not able to find them. I ended up finding a company down in the States that does this kind of thing. So I had to take the old ends off, ship them down to them because they were going to use that for a pattern. And then they are shipping me back, they have shipped me back the new ends for it. If this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, it's time to find out. So let's get this opened up, unpack what we've got, and we'll start assembling this. Fingers crossed. All right, so we're gonna start with the front, which is the bigger piece of canvas because of the slope in it. And we have to figure out which one of these ends belongs to that. So they sent us some patching material. So that's the top, and there's a bit for screens, and there's the canvas for the sides. So that's a nice, good size piece of patching material. That's good to have. And here is the ends. So I believe this is the bigger of the two. I already unfolded that one once. Let's see what we can find out. I'll get rid of this box, get a tape measure and a magic marker, and we'll start figuring out how this works. So this trailer is a 2006, so it's plenty old. And the way that the ends fit on trailers now are different from the way they used to fit on when this trailer was made. So they have modernized these ends. All right, yeah, this is definitely the front end. You can tell that by how big the roof is on this because of the slope of the front of the trailer. So I'll give you a look as to how this thing hooks up. Okay, so looking from the inside of the trailer, all the way around the outside edge is this aluminum frame, and this is called J-track. So it's got a lip there, and it's smooth on the inside. So this lip is what catches hold of the J-hook, I believe that's what it's called, that's installed on the tent end. So I've got to figure out how to put it on. So what I'm going to do is check for center in here, because I need to get this thing lined up. It needs to go on and be properly positioned when it's fit in here. So I'm going to figure out where the center is here on the inside, put a little magic marker mark on it, and then try to figure out the center of the roof for the tent end and put a little magic marker mark on it, and then we'll just line it up and put everything in place. Now once they get clipped on here, that's not what actually holds them solid. There's this material that goes on all the way around the outside kind of thing. That is the final clamp that holds everything in place. So what I'm going to try to do is put the end on without this material in place and make sure that it is going to fit everything before I put this in. Okay. This is where it starts to get scary. Things get clenched up a little tight as I'm thinking about this. All right, let's do some measuring and then we'll start putting this on. All right, so here is my first worry. So this is the J-hook material, this hard kind of nylon material that hooks in. Now, on the old tent, this was sewn into the very end and hung out. Now this one, in order for it to work, I've got to hook this over, roll this over, and then slip it into place. All right. Let's see if we can at least get it started here, now that I've got my center figured out. Okay. Yeah, I can't get it to even start. Oh boy. So far, so good. So one of the other things they did to modernize how the ends fit is they put these flaps on. Now the flaps go across the bottom, pull everything tight on the inside, and attach to each other kind of thing. So you've still got lots of hang down. So what it's not using anymore is this Velcro that went around here. This looks really good so far. Now they said from the beginning that it's going to maybe look a little bit on the loose side because it does shrink over time. And that was part of the problem with the old one. It had shrunk so much that it ripped in a few spots. Oh man. Have we got something here? All right, I've got a couple of tight spots that I've got to get around to get the J-hook in place here. And then we'll continue on getting it hooked up. But this is looking really, really positive right at the moment here. Look at this. Brand new ends. This just breathes brand new life into this trailer. All right, before we get worked up, let's get the rest of this hooked in place. All right, folks, there we are. It fits, and it fits beautifully. I am so happy with that. All right, let's get the back one on, and hopefully it will go as nicely as this one did. Well, there it is, folks. This end is on, and it fits just beautifully. Wow. We now have a functioning camp trailer. Yeehaw! All right, I've still got to put the aluminum brackets together on the inside here to secure the J-hooks to the J-tracks. And then we're basically done. I'm going to take it down, fold it up, cover the trailer up again, breathe a huge sigh of relief. Yeah, this is just going to be great. Going to be a lot of work to get it all cleaned up and in the condition I want it to be in, but for now, this was the big thing. There we go. Both ends on. Huge thank you to Bear Creek Canvas. They made these things from the remains of what was on here, and that's unbelievable in the first place. And they fit just perfectly. They are so well made. This is really good quality, reinforced stitching. Everything has been really, really well made. And I'm so happy that Bear Creek Canvas basically saved this trailer, because I was beginning to think, I don't know what I'm going to do with it if I can't get canvas ends, but I got them. They fit beautifully. They are so well made. So next year, we're going to go camping. I'm looking forward to that. There's still a lot more work to do, and I'll start that in the spring, along with, I don't know how many other jobs, of course, that are on my list, but this is just, yeah, I feel so good about this, knowing that, yeah, we didn't throw our money away. Now, it wasn't a lot for an RV trailer. We got it pretty cheap, but now I can actually recondition it and know that we've got something that's going to work, something that's going to keep us dry, and something that's going to last. So we've got years of camping now with this thing, mainly because of these tent ends that were so hard to find. I couldn't believe how difficult it was. But boy, there we are. It's ready to go. So I've got a couple more things to do yet. I've got to get the aluminum clamps fastened on the inside, which I'm going to do next. And then I'm going to leave it out for tonight. And tomorrow we will fold it up and cover it back up again and know that we have got something to work with. Come spring, now I'm really looking forward to getting to work on this. All right, folks, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Very short one about what was my nightmare turned into a dream scenario. Yeah, this is going to be great. So any thoughts, suggestions, comments, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And if you guys know about some place in Canada that does tent ends, leave that in the comments. So if other people go looking for this kind of thing in Canada, they might be able to find it. And if you can't find it in Canada, check the link in the description to these folks that did this job. It's just, yeah, Bear Creek Canvas. Very, very impressive work. Thank you, folks. All right, guys, remember to stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And we will see you out on the trails the next time.
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt, lady, throw it in my face. Don't let these bones slow you down. 'Cause I'm coming on strong. The grass should have looked greener. I need a true believer in disguise. If I'm loving you wrong, short changing and receiving, girl, you best believe